Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're stepping away from the usual headlines and looking at something closer to home. Places we all go. We're talking about gas stations, those bright spots on a dark road. Well, sometimes they're not as safe as they look. We've gathered some truly unsettling, real-life accounts. These aren't just campfire stories. These are moments where people's gut feelings were put to the ultimate test.
Absolutely. And what these stories really drive home is the importance of situational awareness. Even in places you think are totally safe, things can change really fast.
Yeah.
And recognizing those subtle signs, those pre-incident indicators, that can make all the difference.
Definitely. It's about trusting that little voice, right? Even if you can't explain why it's warning you.
Right.
Okay, let's dive into the first one. This involves a student just about to graduate. It's super late, past 4 a.m., and they have this sudden urge, got to vacuum the car now, maybe nerves before graduation, who knows?
Right.
So they head to this 24-hour petrol station nearby, but it's described as sort of on its own, isolated, just the station, nothing else around.
That isolation itself is a factor, isn't it? Fewer potential witnesses, fewer escape options.
Right. So the vacuum machine is well lit behind a coal shed. They start vacuuming, music playing, only other vehicle there, a white van. And the person inside looks like they're yelling into their phone, waving their hands around. The student's first thought, oh, poor guy, probably a tired driver. They even make eye contact for a second, and the van guy quickly looks away, just normalizing it.
That's classic normalcy bias. Our brains want things to be okay, to fit a familiar pattern.
Exactly. But then things get weird. The sun's just starting to come up, that pre-dawn light, and suddenly all the streetlights go out. Poof, gone, including the ones lighting up the petrol station. It's not pitch black, but definitely, as they put it, noticeably creepier.
A sudden environmental change like that, big red flag.
And the van is still there. The person inside, still watching. Then comes the real chill. The student sees someone lean forward from the other seat in the van, peeks around the guy on the phone, then slams right back against the seat, trying to hide.
Ah, so the person on the phone wasn't the driver. They were the passenger. There was someone else.
Bingo. That's the uh-oh moment.
Yeah.
Two people, one pretending to be alone. Just as they're freaking out, about to bail, a voice yells at them. Turns out it's their old supervisor from a previous job who now works at this 24-hour station. He's shouting about using the vacuum so late. And the two guys in the van, they just sit there, watching, like they're waiting for the supervisor to leave.
Interesting. They weren't immediately deterred by his presence.
No, but the supervisor seems agitated. He insists the student come inside the shop, which is apparently a huge no-no for customers after 11 p.m. Strict rule. The second they're inside, he slams the shutter down, locks it. Then he tells them he'd been watching that van for nearly 3 hours.
3 hours just sitting there.
Yeah. And he saw one of the guys get out earlier and put masking tape over some numbers on their license plate, basically creating a fake plate.
Okay, that's premeditated. That's not random.
Exactly. And the moment the student got inside the shop, the van peeled out, sped away. They called the police. CCTV footage later showed the guy getting back into the van after taping the plate, apparently with a knife in his hand.
Wow. That supervisor's vigilance. Noticing the van, the tape, understanding the threat, breaking the rules to get the student inside, that likely saved them from something terrible.
It shows how crucial it is to not just see, but to interpret what you're seeing, especially those little details that feel wrong.
Absolutely chilling. It really makes you think about those late night stops.
Okay, our next story also involves that gut feeling. This time, it's a 19-year-old guy. Just finished a late workout at the gym. He stopped at a grocery store, got $120 cash back money he owed his mom. Then, around 11 p.m., he pulls into another one of those isolated gas stations, kind of on the edge of town, to get fuel.
Late night, cash in hand, isolated location, already some risk factors stacking up.
He's the only one there pumping gas. He does notice an SUV parked way off, maybe 100, 200 meters away, in a dark, empty lot next door. Doesn't think much of it initially.
Background noise, right. Until it isn't.
Precisely. As he's pumping gas, a woman comes walking around the corner of the station building, walking fast, straight towards him, hands jammed in her pockets, staring at him really intensely. He said a shiver went down his spine, and instinctively he reaches over and locks his car doors.
That instinct again.
Yeah.
The body reacting before the conscious mind even fully processes the threat.
Yeah. She gets close and asks in this raspy smoker's voice, she says, I got in a fight with my boyfriend and he left me here. Can you give me a ride to my mom's house? Then she repeats the exact same question, word for word, same flat, raspy voice, no change in emotion.
That's odd. The repetition, the lack of genuine distress in the voice, it sounds rehearsed.
Right. Super unsettling. Then she walks around to his passenger side door, jiggles the lock handle, and says, "Can you unlock the car? I'm cold. I've been here a while."
Trying to build pressure, test his boundaries.
He decides, nope, not finishing filling the tank. Cuts it short, goes inside the station. He tells the attendant, "Hey, that girl outside is acting kind of suspicious." And the attendant just shrugs, totally uninterested, didn't care.
Unfortunately common. Bystander apathy, or maybe just desensitized.
So he walks back out. And as he does, that SUV he saw earlier, it starts up. He watches it maneuver so it's pointing towards the exit. Easy getaway. Stops about 100 meters off, engine still running.
Okay, now the pieces are connecting. The woman, the waiting vehicle.
Definitely. The woman comes up to him again. "Can you open the door now? I'm really cold." And now he's really looking at her. He describes her as fetchy, rough face, nasty sore on her lip, sunken eyes that were dull, bloodshot, just dead looking. He realizes she doesn't look like a damsel in distress at all. And she's speaking without any real emotion. It's an act.
The damsel in distress lure is a common tactic. It plays on empathy, on the social expectation to help someone vulnerable, but the details here just scream wrong.
Totally. The situation escalates. She keeps demanding a ride, raising her voice. He's thinking, am I going to lose my car, get robbed for that $120? His mind's racing. And he just snaps. He starts yelling back at her really loud. "Get the F back! You don't know who I am. Get the F back right now."
Creating space, showing aggression back. Sometimes that's necessary to break their script.
It worked. She immediately steps back, and her whole act just drops. She says, completely changing her tone, "You better get out of here right now then." Then she walks backwards towards the idling SUV.
Wow. The mask just fell off completely.
Yeah. He jumps in his car, peels out of there. He even turns into a random subdivision just to make sure the SUV isn't following him. Then he calls the cops. The police basically said, well, no actual crime was committed yet, but yeah, she was almost certainly bait for robbery or carjacking.
It's a textbook example. The isolated victim, the lure, the backup waiting, his instincts, his decision to lock the door immediately, and ultimately his verbal confrontation probably saved him. Trusting that initial uh-oh feeling was key.
It really makes you wary of those kinds of approaches, doesn't it? Okay, so sometimes it's about instinct, sometimes it's about confrontation. Our next story. It involves, well, let's just say a very creative form of self-defense. This happened to a 21-year-old herpetologist, someone who studies reptiles and amphibians, loves snakes, about 6 years ago.
Okay, herpetologist, I have a feeling I know where this might be going.
Okay, maybe. So he's at a gas station that already has a bad reputation, known for violent robberies. He's just filling up his truck before heading out to release some snakes he caught on a previous trip. An isolated swamp road is his destination. While he's pumping gas, this old sedan pulls up. 4 guys inside, described as thuggish young men. The driver, a really big guy, leans over and starts trying to sell him morphine, calling him little boy over and over, trying to intimidate him.
Classic intimidation tactic.
Yeah.
Belittling the target.
Our guy is small in stature, and he just gets fed up. He finally yells back, "No, I don't want any effing morphine. Go away and leave me the F alone." Makes a scene. The guys in the car look surprised, maybe. They squeal their tires and drive off. He pays for his gas, figures that's it, and heads out to the swamp road.
You hope that's the end of it, but given the setup.
Yeah, exactly. He gets way out on this isolated road, hardly any traffic. He pulls over to start releasing the snakes, and guess what? Pulls up right behind his truck.
The same sedan.
The same sedan. All 4 guys pile out. They start spreading out, fanning out to surround him. The big driver yells, "What's up, little boy? You don't want my Porsche? We're going to see what your little punk ass does now."
Sure. He's terrified. Frozen. He said his knees were buckling. He thinks about the tire iron in his truck bed, but knows he can't get to it. They're blocking him. He's trapped.
That feeling of being cornered, options running out, terrifying. Absolutely. But then, in this moment of sheer panic, he has an idea. He remembers the pillowcase he uses to transport the snakes. Without even thinking, he just reacts, reaches into the pillowcase, grabs something, and pulls out a rat snake. Over 4 feet long.
Oh, wow. Okay. Didn't see that coming exactly.
Neither did they. The snake, probably startled, immediately coils up, starts hissing, gaping its mouth, and lunges defensively towards the big driver. The effect was instantaneous. All 4 guys just stop dead. Then they start screaming, cursing, total panic. They scramble back into their old car as fast as they can. They took off so fast they actually hit the median strip on the road and almost ripped the bottom out of their car. Just gone.
Huh. That's incredible. Talk about flipping the script.
Right. He's left there, shaping, still holding this rat snake. He quickly releases it, along with the others, apparently thanking the rat snake as it slithered off. And then he just went straight home. No more herping for him that day.
That is ingenious desperation. When standard defenses aren't available, you use what you have. They're expecting a scared kid, not that. It completely shattered their confidence in their plan. Pure disruption.
An unexpected weapon can be the most effective, I guess. Who expects a snake? Okay, one last story. This one comes from the perspective of a gas station employee herself. A woman working the evening shift at a 247 store. She mentions she dealt with a lot of messed up things working there and had kind of learned to just roll her eyes at creepy or aggressive behavior, sort of a coping mechanism.
Which is understandable, but also dangerous, that normalization of threat.
Yeah. She talks about this one creepy regular, describes him as a full druggy bogan, that's Aussie slang, kind of like a redneck. She explains this guy's in his 50s, often clearly high, tweaking, just constantly hitting on her, saying perverted things. She'd figured out a way to handle guys like him. Don't ignore them because they get angry. Don't act interested because they get clingy. And never, ever agree to anything.
A difficult tightrope to walk. Constant low-level threat management.
Exactly. On this particular night, he's there, being creepy. She manages to get him to leave, just for a bit, by saying she has to make coffee for another customer. So he leaves, she makes the coffee. But then she has a task, taking empty boxes out to the big dumpster bin. And this bin, it's located around the side of the store, total blind spot, no cameras, and no way for people inside the shop to see out there.
Oh no, it's a vulnerable position.
Terribly. As she's out there throwing boxes away, guess who shows up? The tweaking guy. He grabs her arm, hard, tightens his grip until it's painful, and he says, angrily, I told you I was going to have my way with you. He shoves her up against the dumpster bin and starts to unbuckle his belt.
Oh God, this is the nightmare scenario.
It is. She's trapped, he's starting to assault her, and then suddenly, smash. The sound of glass breaking. One of her regular customers, described as a favorite from the pub across the road, had seen the creepy guy follow her around the corner. Knowing the guy's reputation, the customer decided to come over and check. He saw what was happening and smashed the beer bottle he was carrying right over the attacker's head.
Wow, bystander intervention. Critical.
Well, absolutely life-saving. The attacker went down, they called the police. She said she never saw the tweaker again after that. She gave her rescuer free coffee for a month. And totally understandably, she flat out refused to take the trash out ever again. Swapped that duty with a coworker. She'd rather clean the restrooms.
That's a stark reminder of the risks service workers, especially women, face every day. And it powerfully shows the opposite of the bystander effect. That one person seeing something wrong and acting decisively, it prevents horrors. His awareness and willingness to physically intervene were crucial.
Such different stories, but they all happened in these places we think of as just normal. Gas stations.
So, thinking about all these encounters, what stands out to you? Does hearing these stories make you think differently about your next late-night stop? Or maybe about trusting that little alarm bell in your head?
I think the common threads are clear. Danger can appear anywhere, anytime. Your intuition, that gut feeling, it's a real survival mechanism. Don't ignore it. And being prepared to react is vital, whether that's yelling, running, fighting back in an unexpected way like with the snake, or knowing when to rely on someone else's help like the supervisor or the pub customer. These stories are chilling, yes, but they also show incredible resilience.
Definitely. So thank you for joining us for this deep dive into these really quite chilling accounts. The next time you pull up to pump gas, maybe under those bright fluorescent lights late at night, just remember these stories. Sometimes the real danger isn't hiding in the shadows. It's right there in plain sight. If you found this deep dive compelling, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out. And for more true stories that might keep you up at night, check out the YouTube channel, Horror Docs. Until next time, stay aware, stay safe, and always, always trust your instincts. Farewell.